Right, guys. Obviously, I'm not a love guru, hence, I'm not gonna give you dating advice. But I'm into finance, and I'm going to talk about the impact of finance in terms of marriage, in terms of love, and other relationships that we make. All right, and I think this is very, very important. I know this is a very sensitive topic, and people will not have that confidence to talk about finance with their loved one or with their partner. But I decided to tell all my viewers the impact of money in terms of relationships, marriage, and all of that. And I know this is very, very sensitive topic, and I'm sure I will not mess up, and I will not do it at any cost. And I'm sure, since I'm not talking about dating and I'm only talking about finance, I assume that I will get RRR range reach. I so wish that I'll get a global reach, just like the way RRR has gotten. And this video is for those who are thinking of getting married, and for those who are thinking of getting into long-term relationships, and also this is for those who are singles, because for those who are single, this video tells the how being single is such a blessing is what this video will also be telling you. All right, so I know, again, talking these points on your first date is going to be very embarrassing thing, but going forward you have to talk about money at any cost, right? I recently spent some time understanding the divorce factor and all, and one of my cousin is into law, and I had a word with him, and he was like, majority of the divorce is happening because of this money factor. People don't talk about money before marriage, and all of a sudden they get married and their commitments changes, expenses rises, and all of that happens, and that's when people will share about their finance and traps or debt, whatever that they have. That's when the real problem starts between wife and husband, or a boyfriend and girlfriend, whosoever. I know that's why being single is a blessing. Okay, so that is the reason why I'm not giving any dating advice, I'm giving finance advice. So this is the reason why you should talk about finance before you get into a relationship, or it's better you sort all sort of financial issues that you have. And love starts with a eye contact. Yes or no? They look at each other's eyes, and that's when love starts. And I know that's very romantic and all, but not just look at each other's eyes, or before you do that, or after you doing that, it's better you look into each other's bank balance as well. Not just bank balance, also look at each other's portfolio or the future vision towards money. Some people they create portfolio, they buy real estate and all of that. So discuss, okay, make an eye contact. I'm not against it, but along with making eye contact, it's also better you look into each other's finances. Okay, and what do couple do? The second thing is, and this is also a very, very important, they hold their hands, they hold each other hands. I know there's nothing wrong in holding hands tight, or people hug in a relationship, there's nothing wrong in it. But apart from that, also share your partner's EMIs if there are any. Also share debt in case if there is any. Also share talk about savings, or also talk about future kids and all of that. I know there's nothing wrong in holding hands, but at the same time you guys have to talk about all of this finance, and also you have to share finances. Let's say your husband has got a debt, share it, understand it, also discuss this before marriage. If you're not okay, stop the relationship after you get into the relationship and you don't give that support, and that kind of relationship sucks. So it's better you don't do that. Okay, and the third advice is, couple, before you getting mate, talk about the debt. all of a sudden, people don't share. They keep it as a secret, and also they don't talk about family. Talking about family and family debt is also very important. So before you get Nate, please expose each other's debts. Let's say a woman can also have a debt, maybe her father had a problem and she might have taken a loan. Maybe this guy had a problem, somebody got married in his or her family and then he or she might have taken a loan. So let each other know before you expose, before you go meet. So that way you are avoiding a problem that is going to come in the future. Okay. So getting into a relationship is all about, being happy. And also when it comes to finance, once you get into the relationship, it's better you don't even talk about finance. That means before starting a relationship, if you sort all your finance issues, if you make good investments, you're getting good returns, you're getting money on a monthly basis or a weekly basis or a quarterly basis, it's well and good, because money is coming to you even without working. So there is nothing much you stress about it. All you can focus on is your relationship. You can focus on tours, travels, honeymoon, whatsoever. So there's nothing wrong in it. So, but if you don't sort finance, even if you get married, after marriage, all you deal with is money only. So money leads to mental stress. Even if you're in a relationship, that leads to mental stress if you don't sort money. So my advice to all of you is, please talk about money. Please talk about each other's contribution. Don't just go for a date nights. Also invest money and also understand family requirement and all. Now let me talk about this. Who should pay on their first date? I did some research and anybody can pay, but when it comes to my story, when it comes to my personal advice, I would say I will only pay for it, because that's how I consider, or that is what I consider to be the maleness factor, or I consider that as a strength. I being a male, I should pay for it. I know, but this is my opinion. But there's nothing wrong if a female also pays on their first date, or a male pays, or whosoever has the money can pay for it, or whosoever asks for a date can pay for it. I know there are a lot of different opinions about who should pay, whether are we supposed to share bills and all. Let's not do the sharing part, and anyone can pay, because this is love. When you are in love, you should not think that you are two different individuals. You should think that you are only one. So when you think that the other person is also you, you will not even think about splitting. Okay. So I hope you love this podcast, or I'm sure you love this, whatever that I said. And I don't know, in case if I sounded boring, you can also leave a comment. And in case if you have any suggestions for a next video, please text me on Instagram, WhatsApp, wherever you feel like. And that's all I have. And thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next week.